Lewis Hamilton recently got some exciting news regarding his shift to Ferrari. His previous teammate from Mercedes, who has now joined Ferrari, Loïc Serra, seems to have pinpointed a key issue that had been causing Hamilton to struggle with his pace in qualifying. For a while, Hamilton's performance was visibly hindered, especially during qualifying, where he couldn't match his usual one-lap pace. While much of this was attributed to the fact that Hamilton was running experimental setups at Mercedes, the situation is expected to be quite different with Ferrari. With this crucial development, we could now see Hamilton challenge some of the top qualifiers in Formula One. But how will the Monegasque driver respond to this? One of the major concerns for Hamilton during his time at Ferrari was his performance in qualifying for 2024. He was consistently outpaced by his teammate Russell with a 19-5 scoreline. While a significant portion of this gap can be attributed to Hamilton driving a car with experimental setups, the reality is that not every race was affected by this. Hence, a big question was raised. Will this issue continue to affect his ability to qualify well at Ferrari? Even though the team, including technical director Loïc Serra, remain tight-lipped about the situation, it appears that Serra has found a solution that could significantly improve Hamilton's qualifying performance. There's a belief that the 7-time world champion is still adapting to the new cars and the evolving challenges they present, but this assumption of his decline seems premature. After all, not long ago, Hamilton was battling Verstappen for an 8th title at Mercedes, so the idea that he's now incapable of matching his teammate in qualifying seems quite far-fetched. Now, this is where Loïc Serra's expertise comes into play. The French engineer is believed to be the key to unlocking Hamilton's qualifying potential. Ferrari has historically been strong in race pace, especially on Sundays, but they're now putting a much stronger focus on improving their qualifying pace for the 2025 season. The changes Serra has already started to implement could be just what Hamilton needs to get back to his best. Serra's specialty lies in vehicle dynamics, particularly with suspension systems. You might wonder how this connects to Hamilton's struggles, but the answer lies in the finer details of car setup. Serra's work focuses on components like torsion bars and shock absorbers, which could lead to a substantial improvement in Ferrari's one-lap performance. In particular, these adjustments aim to maximize the potential of the new Pirelli tires for the 2025 season. Ferrari's plans go beyond just improving for 2025. While the team is already gearing up for the 2026 regulation changes, they're not overlooking the upcoming season. According to team sources, Ferrari is fully committed to making a title push in 2025, alongside contenders like McLaren and Red Bull. This includes pouring substantial resources into the development of their car, ensuring that Hamilton and his teammate have the tools needed to fight at the front of the grid. Serra has already made significant tweaks to Ferrari's car that address its basic performance characteristics. The changes are designed to improve both race distance and qualifying performance, which should give Hamilton the competitive edge he's been missing. The team's close collaboration with Pirelli on tire development also means that they should have an advantage when it comes to tire management, particularly over longer stints. Looking at Ferrari's progress, the team has made significant strides with their car thanks in part to Serra's leadership. Their efforts in adjusting the car's weight distribution through Project 677 have already shown promising results. These changes are expected to help with tire management and improve the car's overall handling during long race stints. The most noticeable shift has been in the car's suspension system, particularly with the front suspension setup, which now uses a pull rod mechanism. This change moves the suspension's kinematic components lower down in the car, helping to improve its center of gravity. While Ferrari will retain the rear suspension layout that worked well for them in 2024, the front suspension change is a major step in their pursuit of better overall performance. Further modifications include adjustments to the car's wheelbase, with a longer 3,600 mm gap between the front and rear wheels. This is the maximum allowed by FON regulations and should result in more downforce and improved aerodynamics, especially on conventional circuits. However, while a longer wheelbase typically provides advantages on most tracks, it can make the car harder to handle on more challenging circuits like Monaco, Hungary, and Singapore. Despite these challenges, Ferrari's team, under Serra's guidance, has high hopes for their new design. Serra is confident that the changes will help them compete at the highest level in 2025. He's also been vocal about how the 99% new concept of the car will push the team to its limits, and he's optimistic that Ferrari will be a real title contender. As Serra works to optimize Ferrari's car, the team's focus on consistency and performance improvements remains central. Ver, the team's principal, has expressed confidence in the new design, stating that the major updates should address key weaknesses, particularly in the area of tire management. Ver's optimism is evident when he speaks about how the new 677 project will push Ferrari to the edge of its capabilities. He mentioned that while the team can't predict with certainty whether 2025 will be their year, he trusts in the process and the direction they're heading. A key change will come in the front suspension department, where Ferrari has opted for a pull rod mechanism. This move is expected to help lower the car's center of gravity, providing better balance and handling. The rear suspension setup remains the same as last year, as it has been effective for tire management. These updates are part of Ferrari's effort to address the challenges of modern phone cars, which are heavier and harder to drive. Ferrari's goal is to maximize the efficiency of their car, particularly when it comes to the longer race stints. Their work on the wheelbase, which has been lengthened to the maximum allowable limit, is expected to improve aerodynamic efficiency and downforce. While this setup will work well on most circuits, it could present challenges on tighter, more technical tracks, where a more nimble car is required. Despite this, the team remains confident in their ability to adapt to different tracks and extract the best performance from the car. Ver's statement about the new car being a completely new project shows how much the team is investing in this redesign. With a 99% new concept, Ferrari is hoping to push the boundaries of what's possible in phone. Whether or not this new car will be competitive remains to be seen, but Ferrari's ambitious goals suggest they are positioning themselves to be strong contenders in 2025. One of the key areas of focus for Ferrari's new car design is the suspension system. The shift to a pull rod mechanism in the front suspension is expected to deliver a more stable and balanced ride. This change, along with the optimized weight distribution, should give Ferrari a better chance to compete for top positions across a variety of tracks. The team is also refining its understanding of tire management, with particular attention to the new Pirelli tires for 2025. The aim is to reduce overheating and extend tire life, which would be crucial for maintaining strong performance over the course of a race. Ferrari has also been working on a new wheelbase setup that stretches the distance between the front and rear axles to 3,600 mm, which maximizes aerodynamics and provides additional downforce. This setup is ideal for conventional circuits where extra downforce helps maintain stability and grip. However, this design might present challenges on more technical circuits with tight corners, where a shorter wheelbase would typically offer a more agile car. Despite these challenges, Ferrari is committed to making this new setup work across all track types, with the expectation that the overall performance gains will be worth the effort. In terms of leadership, Serra has become a key figure in this transformation. He has already made significant changes to the car's behavior, with a focus on the balance between race performance and qualifying speed. As a result, Ferrari is in a strong position to make a serious push for the championship in 2025. However, there are still doubts about whether the car will be able to keep up with the likes of Red Bull and McLaren, who are also developing their cars with similar levels of ambition. As we look ahead to the 2025 season, there are many questions about how the new Ferrari car will perform, particularly in qualifying. For Hamilton, this is a critical area. In recent seasons, he's been out-qualified by his teammates, including Russell, and the pressure is on to see whether he can turn things around with the new car. His performance in qualifying has often been a point of contention, and with the changes Ferrari is making to improve their car's qualifying pace, it remains to be seen whether Hamilton can regain his edge. One of the biggest challenges Hamilton will face is adapting to the new generation of cars, which are heavier and require a different driving style. His braking technique, in particular, has come under scrutiny. It's been suggested that Hamilton struggles to adjust his braking points to the modern cars, which has cost him time in qualifying. If he is to compete with the likes of Charles Leclerc, who has been one of the best qualifiers on the grid, Hamilton will need to make adjustments to his driving style to match the car's characteristics. The question on everyone's mind is whether Hamilton can adapt in time, and whether Serra's changes to the car will help him improve his qualifying pace. If these changes work, we could see a more competitive Hamilton in 2025, potentially challenging for pole positions and race wins once again. But with the current state of the cars and the competition he faces, it's going to be a tough road ahead for the seven-time world champion. While many are optimistic about Hamilton's prospects with the new Ferrari setup, there are others who believe that the challenges of adapting to the new car might be too great. Ralf Schumacher, a former phone driver, has voiced concerns about Hamilton's ability to adjust. He has pointed out that the modern cars are significantly different from those Hamilton has driven in the past. The heavier weights and reduced mechanical grip have made it harder for drivers to extract maximum performance, and Hamilton's braking style has been seen as a particular area of weakness. Schumacher believes that Hamilton needs to adapt his driving technique if he wants to compete with younger drivers like Leclerc. He also suggested that Ferrari's car may have a more sophisticated setup than previously thought, with Leclerc's ability to find the right balance in the car providing him with an edge in qualifying. If Hamilton is to compete at the front, he will need to find a way to adapt his driving style to suit the car, as well as work closely with the team to get the best out of the setup. Despite these concerns, there's still hope that Hamilton can turn things around. With the help of Sarah and the other engineers at Ferrari, the team is working hard to improve the car's handling and qualifying pace. If these changes are successful, Hamilton could once again be in the mix for pole positions and race victories. The question remains whether he can adapt quickly enough to take full advantage of these improvements. In conclusion, the upcoming season holds a lot of potential for Hamilton and Ferrari, but there are still many unanswered questions. Will Sarah's changes to the car be enough to improve Ferrari's qualifying performance? Can Hamilton adapt to the modern phone car and regain his pace in qualifying? The competition will be fierce, with the likes of Leclerc, Verstappen, and other top drivers all vying for the title. But with the support of Sarah and the rest of the team, Hamilton has the tools he needs to challenge for the championship once again. As always, there are mixed opinions about whether Hamilton can truly bounce back and challenge the younger generation of drivers. But one thing is certain: the 2025 season will be crucial for both Hamilton and Ferrari, and we can expect some thrilling moments on track. What do you think? Will Sarah's improvements make the difference, or will Hamilton struggle to adapt? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. And if you're interested in hearing more about Hamilton's latest reunion with his former physiotherapist Angela Cullen, don't forget to check out the video that's appearing on your screen right now.